I never expected to come back to RuneScape though, but I got sucked back in. Nice, dude. What made you come back to RuneScape? Because there was a time when I also quit. I quit playing RuneScape for like 2 years. And I actually lost my account. Because I lost my account because I could not log into it. And the reason why was because I had an authenticator on an old iPhone 5. Because before there was the Jack's account, you had to log in with an authenticator to secure your account. This is back when people were stealing accounts like left and right. With like taking passwords and like hacking and shit. So Jagex implemented the authenticator. And so at the time I was in high school. And so when you're a high school kid, I was very fortunate enough to have a cell phone. And so I had this little iPhone 5. And the iPhone 5 was, I mean, like, this is how modern iPhones are now. They get phased out. And eventually, like 4 or 5 years later, I had set up my account years prior with the authenticator. And so when I came back to RuneScape, I was like, it kept asking me. I was trying to log in, and I kept getting the prompt for the authentication code. But the problem was, because my iPhone was, they had really, really bad batteries. And so what happened was, if you charged them overnight, the battery would get fried, and eventually it would get so fried that you would have to plug it in for you to have it on. But the problem was, I had it on so much, or I had it charging all the time because it just kept dying, and so I had it charged all the time. And eventually, the inside of it, I wore it down so it wouldn't charge. And then, if that wasn't even worse, I couldn't charge it just plugging it in. I'd have to like put it at a distinct. I had to like take it, and I had to like fucking pull on it down and have it hanging off the desk so the shit would charge. And then from there, I'd have to wait hours, and then the problem was this. Now it would charge, and it would have like 5 minutes of life, and so but it would say 100%, and then it would drop to 80, then 20, and then it would just die all of a sudden. And I had to time out the window of when I would log onto my account. So I had to get everything prepped. I would log onto the screen, and before I would press enter in my password, so it would send the code to my phone. I had to make sure the phone was charged, it was set up, and like I would speed run unlocking it, opening up the email. And because the software is so old, because at this time it was like iPhone 9 or whatever the fuck they were calling at the time, and so like the software for Apple gets phased out. It gets really, really old really, really quick. It's like one of those things. It actually got sued for that. And so the software on my iPhone 5 would not update, and I had to pretty much speed run my way through the iPhone 5, send in the authenticated code, and then as I'm going through the code, I'd have to fucking like, I'd hit send, the code would send, I'd have to fucking pray to God that I would be able to open up the authentication app, memorize the numbers, and then type it all in, and pray my phone didn't die in that time. Because oh my God, it was so fucking bad to try and get in. And then I had to do that every 30 fucking days, dude. Every 30 days, brother.